great to have you in the studio today with us.
Thank you, Jamie.
Head for the Hills is our next event we're focusing on. But first of all, it's been a blessing this summer. Eden Foundation has been able to host every single one of the events you had in mind.
We did. Over the past, over this year, we've been able to modify or adjust our events into to meet the required standards of the time of the day. It did mean that we had to reschedule a couple of things, including our golfing event and our tractor events, but that has given us enough flexibility so that we in fact can do what we like to do, and that is to be together with people and to engage people in the process of helping those who are on a mental health journey. And we're very thankful that we in fact can do that this year.
Absolutely. What is the next event in your series of fundraising events?
The next one, of course, is probably one of our most important ones, and that is our Head for the Hills on September the 11th. And this is going to be the second year that we do Head for the Hills, begin and end at the Cripple Creek Music Festival site. It received good reviews from the people who participated in it last year, and we're thankful for that. And it certainly makes the development and the management of the event a little easier for us, and it also makes it a whole lot more pleasant for cyclists because they can begin and end in the same location. And so we can set up all of our infrastructure in one spot.
How many cyclists do you tend to get year after year?
We're usually around the 200 mark. We had started, I think, way back in the early years, 19 years ago now. I think there were approximately 38-ish or 36 or 38 cyclists that started the event. And since then, it continues to grow. And we have been very blessed over the past couple of years of having 200 or more cyclists come join us. And from all over the province, from all kinds of different communities, and we have been blessed by everyone that has come. Our How to Write friends have joined us, and it is always a delight to see them. Men and women both come to cycle and participate, and it's a welcome and inclusive place to be, and we enjoy it so much when everybody can be together. It really is the shape of hope. This is an example of the shape of hope, in our opinion. We have hope as this ethereal thought that rests in us, and we have this, but occasionally we need it to take shape in some form, and for us in our organization to have events like Head for the Hills is another example of the shape of hope. We are together and we instill in each other that hope, and so we're looking forward to it.
Is it just me, or has cycling really taken off over the past year and a half?
It seems that cycling has been a place to go to, a vehicle to go to. It has been able to provide a level of freedom that we have otherwise been restricted from, it would appear. Our friends in those who sell cycles, Country Cycle and Time Out Sports and Tinker Creek and Olympic and Olympia and all the different people that we talk to, Back Alley Cycle out of Altona, everybody's out of bikes. So for us to be able to give a bike away this year is a big deal because we managed to get one. I'm hoping that we managed to get another one yet, but at this particular stage we at least have one that we can give away as a reward, and so we're looking forward to being able to do that. But I think you're right, Jamie, that the cycling is a refuge. Has become a refuge for a lot of people, an outlet, and it has its own rewards when one participates with that.
So you're bringing back the prize table.
We are. This was something that we couldn't do last year. We are taking the liberty of bringing back our prize table. So I do know that that is something that people appreciate. And last year, people were so gracious and understanding of the fact that we couldn't do it. And so this year we can. And we're grateful that we can. And we're grateful to our sponsors who have made it possible for us to do this.
Now let's talk about the ride itself. Day of September 11th, what time and how long is the ride? Those kind of details.
Okay, well, come on in at 8 o'clock in the morning. And we need you to check in. And if you haven't signed up, well, we still do have an opportunity for you to do that. But check in at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'll send you on your way by 9, and hopefully we'll have everybody back close to lunchtime. And we will get to feed people this year, and I'm so pleased with that as well too. That we have that we'll be able to do that as well. There are 2 routes. There is a gravel grind route that's approximately, I think I measured it this morning, it was 36 kilometers long. So we'll be doing that route. And then we have a trail route as well. That is a section of the Trans-Canada Trail. Okay. And my friend James Friesen tells me that there is a group of individuals who have been working diligently on that trail to not only maintain the trail itself, but to also maintain the area beside the trail. So there's a little bit more room for mistakes. At least that's what I would call it if I was riding that one.
I like that. Are you going to do the rough ride? Or?
No, I'm going to probably be doing I'll do the gravel grind.
Okay. Now, are you counting on the cyclists to raise pledges, or how does the fundraising aspect work?
This is a fundraising event, and we do depend on our cyclists to engage with friends and family. And I do know that folks have said, "Oh, I just hate raising funds." The vehicle that we have built into the registration page, there's a participant center, so those that do register have access to that, and so there's a system in there for you for riders to make contact with people without having this uncomfortable situation of calling Uncle Fred and asking him for $100.
Right.
You know, so we have a vehicle in place that helps make that process easy. And the interesting thing really is that people, I think by nature, are generous. If there's a need, a recognized need, and one is engaged with trying to fulfill that need, people are generous and they're willing to respond most of the time. I've personally found that to be the case anyway. Yeah. So yes, we do depend on cyclists to raise a few bucks, and so hopefully we'll be able to reward them for that effort as well. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
My thanks to those who do ride with us, my thanks to those who support those that ride, and my thanks to those sponsors who make it possible for us to even produce this event in southern Manitoba. Come create the shape of hope.